Up next is Dämmerung. Oh, it's for sure a grower. It's a very thonic vibe to this. And then the mellow death kicks in. As I said, I like this guy's lows better than his highs. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, El Deity is one of their big similarities, and Fabienne is in that band, so that makes sense. Or she was? No, she was a feature. Sorry. Or is she in the band? She in the band or a feature? I think she's a feature. I wish his vocals are a bit higher in the mix, especially with his lows. It needed to be turned up in the mix. Decent one. I like this. Are we going right into Mana? Oh, nice crow sample there. Right into Mana. Our finale, Mana. I love the pads they have with the choirs. Really cool in the mix. All good, man. I hope you feel better. Looks like we're getting the melody of all the tracks put together. I love the accordion. That is so cool, bro. Minutes of an instrumental. I love that Asian flute. It's very, very cool. Very cool that they added that in this album. Really brings off that tonic vibe. is a really good album, dude. I like this. Aside from the power metal songs, it's a really good album. Bernard Frey, thank you for the follow. What is that instrument? Is that a flute? Something you would hear in like Zelda, kind of like a Zelda video game. That's cool. Have you seen these guys live? It'd be pretty cool to see them live. That's cool, man. So what do you got, the flu? Hope you don't have COVID, man. love the chugs that they do on their guitars too. I believe it. It sounds like it is. A very proggy track. Very progressive. Keeps changing. Track. This is a good track. Even though it's an industrial, or sorry, it's an instrumental, I like it. best part about it is that's not synth. That's someone actually playing that flute. That's cool. Drum roll. Ooh, nice choir for the outro there. Really, really, really cool fucking album, man. Was very unexpected to hear power metal in this album. You know, we only heard 2 tracks and it wasn't really considered power metal, but the majority of this is power metal. And we're just gonna jump into that in our review. But this album is pretty freaking decent. As I said before, power metal, I still get lost in power metal. I'm trying to focus on one thing. I think it's because I probably have ADHD and it's hard for me to focus on just one thing, or like to focus on everything whenever all that shit's going on. But yeah, very, very cool album. Very unique approach on metal, especially folk and power metal. Really, really cool. Let's jump into this, dude. My favorite tracks. Which one had the rainforest monkey in it? That one right there. Unbeseeched. Unbeseeched was awesome. I love that, dude. Honestly, it just gets #1 because of the monkey. I love the monkey sample. It's really, really cool to have the rainforest sample in the middle of that song. Really, really cool. It had a tango kind of vibe, kind of like salsa tango. I liked it. It was really, really good. Very, very unique track for this album, and definitely deserves my #1 pick. Snoofle will be my #2 pick, my #2 pick. The reason why is because it brought off that heavy metal vibe with this track, and it had that ZZ Top kind of influence bridge. I really like that. Really, really cool. When I heard it, I was like, hey, 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 hey. That was really cool, dude. I like that. That's a good track. Virat. Yep, Virat will be my 3rd favorite. Just the fact that they went into that like black metal melodeath in one track was really, really, really cool. I like that a lot. Virat it's definitely up there. So all 3 of these tracks were after one another. This was like the part that really caught my attention the most out of the whole album. I really like this. These 3 tracks simplify this album, in my personal opinion. It's got the mix of folk, black metal, melodeath. It has prog elements. It has symphonic elements. It has power metal too, but honestly, we'll get to the genres later. Album MVP. I'm probably gonna have to give this to the guitars, dude. Who's doing the guitars? Andreas Vocal. Dude, the guitars are so fucking fire on this album. The riffs are just really, really just awesome. I don't know, they're really good. They're really good riffs. I like it. It's very fast paced. You don't know what you're gonna get next in the riffage of the guitar players. But dude, I really, really like the guitars in this album. Probably the most. So yeah, we'll give it to Andreas Vocal and Rain Berthamu. Both of these guys are really, really cool. Yeah, very, very cool. Similarities. I pull up my list here. I'm gonna use Chappy GPT and my list. All right, so my list, I have Winter Sun. Winter Sun would be one of the similarities to this band. I think would probably be one of the biggest similarities to this band that listeners would probably understand this band and kind of get into this band from listening to Winter Sun. I feel like listeners of Equilibrium love Winter Sun. That's just how I feel about it. So yeah, definitely Winter Sun. Wintersun, or I don't know how you pronounce it. Wintersun. Second, Helveti. Yes, Helveti, very, very, very cool. The flutes, the accordions. I think there was a hurdy-gurdy in here as well. I'm pretty sure there was. But definitely Helveti, for sure. Definitely up there for similarities. Fabienne Ernie is one of my favorite folk symphonic singers out there. Shout out goes to her. I follow her on Instagram. Freaking awesome lady. I got to talk to her a couple times. But yeah, very, very Helveti vibe going on with this, especially with this album. Number 3, Thonic. The band from Taiwan that Makai had us check out a while back. I think it was a year ago. Thonic. Definitely got that oriental kind of vibe going on with the instruments and stuff. And it has that fast paced, and it has the black metal too, and his screams really remind me of the lead singer of Thonic as well. So definitely have to give it to Thonic. I'm gonna pick one I've never heard of. So ChatGPT has said that this band sounds like Ensiferum. I have never heard this before. Never heard the band before. So we'll just put them down. Fuck it. We'll put them down for one of the similarities. I never heard this band before. So yeah, we'll put them down. Ensiferum. If you guys got a good Ensiferum song, play it after this or play it in the comments. Put it in the comments so I can find out who the hell they are. We're gonna go with Unleash the Archers, especially with the composition, the instruments. That'll be my 5th pick. Unleash the Archers. It's got that very, and it has 7 spires, but it doesn't really have the singing, so I can't really give it the 7 spires. But yeah, definitely Unleash the Archers, because Unleash the Archers has screams in it, so we'll give it to them for sure. Those are my picks for similarities. Genre of this album is power metal. It's power metal, definitely. It's fast paced, super fast paced, just really just in your face power metal. I like it. It's really good production on this album, but it's very, very power metal, very fast paced. The guitar riffs, the drums, all about it. Even the vocals are kind of power metal, not really singing vocals, but yeah, screaming vocals it's power metal. Number 2, it's Melodeath. It's a combination of melodic and death metal, but yeah, it's Melodeath. It's really, really good. Some of these tracks have that Melodeath vibe, and even the band looks like they're a Melodeath band, so we'll give it to that. A lot of the guitars in here are panned to the left and the right, playing different things, especially during the solos and stuff like that. Really, really cool. It reminds me of like kind of like In Flames, Dark Tranquility kind of stuff going on there. Really, really cool. It's definitely Melodeath. Number 3, folk. It's a very folk. It's got a bunch of folk instruments in it. It's got traditional folk instruments. It's got the Japanese flutes in here, or the Taiwanese flute. I don't know what it is, but it's got the hurdy-gurdy. It's got the accordion. It's got synths. It's got flutes. It's got, I think I heard some banjos or acoustic guitars, like classic guitars. It's got tongo drums or whatever, bongo drums in it. And it's really, really cool. Definitely folk. This is where it's going to get hard. It's symphonic. It is a very symphonic album. It has the choir elements. It has symphonies in the background. I do hear some of it. But it's not entirely symphonic. Which leads me to my last genre for this album. Black metal. The screams. The screams from Hans. Is it Hans? Is that his name? Helgi. Helg screams, very, very black metal. Not the lows are more Melodeath, but the highs are very, very black metal. And some of the songs have composition of black metal, especially with the drums and the guitars and the bass. Very, very cool. Definitely black metal. The implication. Now, this is where I look up the lyrics. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a whack at it, just looking at the cover. Okay, so the cover, it looks like a Grim Reaper. Honestly, it looks like a Grim Reaper with a crow in the background, and it's on an old piece of parchment paper. So I feel like this album is kind of like getting at different stories throughout like different sagas of the world, sagas of life. And it's kind of like getting into, it could even be like folk tales, something like that. But it looks like it's a Grim Reaper. again with the crow. And I feel like this is, it could be Baba Yaga as well. It kind of looks like Baba Yaga. But the sagas, I think, are supposed to be, each song represents a different person's life or a different folk tale, and it tells about like kind of like how they live their lives and stuff like that. I think it's a collection of folk tales. I think that's what it's about. Yeah, it's kind of like the Grim Reaper. Kind of like the Grim Reaper took all of these souls in every single song, and just they lived their lives already, but the Grim Reaper came and took them. Dude, this is such a fucking horrible implication, but whatever. I can't translate this stuff, so I'm trying, dude. Yeah, you're right. It is about his trip to Norway. I'm reading it right now. And Norway was dark times with the Vikings and everything. So yeah. In retrospect, it's an album that is about either past people's lives or it could be about folktales. And then the Grim Reaper has taken all of these souls and has composed stories about them in this album. In my personal opinion, I feel like this is the Grim Reaper talking to the listener throughout this whole album, or Baba Yaga or some shit. I don't know. This is a horrible implication, but it's gonna stick, all right? You guys can let me know in the comments of what it's about, and I'll pin your comment. The best comment will get pinned. Ugh, my rating for this album, you know, it was good, but I got lost in the sauce, bro. So I only liked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks on this album out of 13, which leaves 6 that I didn't care for. It's decent. For a first listen, I think I'm gonna give this album a 7.5 out of 10. I feel like this is gonna be something that I'm gonna have to listen to a little bit more to get into. I might buy this vinyl if they have it, but it's really, really good. It's a very unique approach on melodeath and power metal. It's really, really cool. Thank you for putting this in, Halloween. Thank you for your support, man. I hope you feel better. I know you're sick right now, but I hope you feel better. I'm sorry that I didn't give it a higher rating, but yeah, it is what it is. If you guys enjoyed this, then please check out our next album review, which will be Amiensis Reclamation, parts 1 and 2, taking place next Friday with the band in the Discord on voice. That's right, we're gonna get a full commentary after each track, or after each triple tracks or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna get a commentary throughout this whole album next weekend, so very excited to get to this. But this is their newest album coming out. All right, guys, I will see you there. And don't be part of that fucking 5%. It's like, don't be part of that 95% that isn't clicking that subscribe button, because I mean, you guys should totally subscribe to this channel, because you're missing out on great fucking bands that you never heard of before. You're missing out on a great community in our Discord. You're missing out on awesome Twitch streams. So why don't you just fucking click the button? Do it! Peace.